Some Democrats have decided to go full imperialist in an attempt to own Trump. So first, I want to show you Susan Rice. She says, a special gift to Putin and a blow to NATO. Donald Trump is not playing on America's team. And she's tweeting an article with it. It says, U.S. to withdraw nearly 12,000 troops from Germany in move that will cost billions and take years. So I love the implication here from Susan Rice. The implication is that, first of all, you should keep American troops in Germany forever. And second of all, if you are in favor of withdrawing them, then that, by definition, means you're not playing on the American team and you're giving a gift to Vladimir Putin. So you can't just have a disagreement with Susan Rice and say, I don't really think it's necessary to have 12,000 U.S. troops in Germany. I don't think it's necessary. I don't even know why are we even wasting resources over there when we have a situation here at home where we have a pandemic and millions of people don't even have health care. If you want to find ways to save, to pay for that instead, first thing you do is cut military spending and cut back on our military bases and stuff. Any reasonable person would agree to that. But no, you're pro-Putin and you're anti-American if you want to take out U.S. troops from Germany. I mean, it really is incredible. The Democrats are almost openly arguing that any kind of de-escalation, any kind of withdrawing of troops from anywhere, it shows American weakness. And if you show weakness, that helps our enemies. So again, you can't just have a disagreement with Susan Rice and say, I think it's better to draw down troops because I think it's better for our country to do that. No, it has to be nefarious, it has to be pro-Putin, and it has to be weak. I'm used to these tricks. This is stuff that the Republicans say all the time. That, neocons say it, that if I want to end the wars, they act like that's weakness. No, I think it's intelligence, and it's abiding by international law, and it's moral, and it's ethical. So I hate this stuff, man. I think that this stuff is dangerous. She's Russiagating just as hard now as they did previously. By the way, I don't know how people aren't embarrassed by Russiagating anymore. It's amazing to me. How are you not embarrassed if you're Russiagating? Like, did you miss the whole, Mueller report thing? And did you miss the whole, we couldn't really get him on anything involving the specific thing with Russia, and he's not a Manchurian candidate, and new phone, who dis? Did you miss all that? That you didn't get anything? There were corporate Democrats predicting Trump getting dragged out of the White House in handcuffs. Literally. And when people like me said that's not going to happen, I was accused of being pro-Trump. And it's no, I'm trying to say that objectively, even though you want it to happen, that is not going to happen because you're wrong on the substance of the issue. That's spun as being weak on Trump. Well, I was right, and there was no reckoning from these people. None. They went right back to their same old bullshit and acted like they are just as conspiratorial as people on the right. With their whole, the Benghazi obsession, the birtherism about Obama. This is the same stuff. This is the same kind of stuff. Equally untrue. But they don't admit it. They think they're holier than that. They think they're better than that. But I'm not done yet because this is just one example. I think this next one may be even worse. So Chris Murphy said the following. This is in the middle of a tweet thread about Venezuela. He says, then it got real embarrassing. In April 2019, we tried to organize a kind of coup, but it became a debacle. Everyone who told us they'd rally to Guaido got cold feet, and the plan failed publicly and spectacularly, making America look foolish and weak. So, in other words, God damn it, Trump didn't do the coup right. He should have done the coup properly. He shouldn't have messed up the coup and made us look foolish and weak. He messed up the coup. It was a debacle. It was a debacle. So his argument is not, hey, the United States should not overthrow sovereign governments as a matter of principle. That was not his argument. That was not his argument. His argument was, you need to do coups better. Don't make us look foolish and weak. Don't embarrass us on the world stage. Obviously, if you go to overthrow a government, overthrow it properly. This is what's called resisting from the right. You just want him to be a more competent neocon, warhawk, war criminal. That's what you want, Chris Murphy. See, it's amazing to me in the era of Trump, these people have no idea how they're viewed and what they're arguing for and how immoral and unethical they look. Because in their minds, anything that's anti-Trump is good. So if we resist Trump from the right, that's good enough. This is why you have people like the Lincoln Project and a bunch of neocon war criminals with blood on their hands welcomed with open arms into the so-called resistance circles. We don't care that you're responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of innocent Iraqis. You don't like Trump, and I don't like Trump. Yay! So here we are. The Democrats are resisting Trump from a more pro-imperialist position. We're the competent imperialists. He's the incompetent imperialist. So the argument is not, let's not be imperialists. That's immoral, that's unethical, that's against international law. We're hypocrites, and sometimes we are the terrorists. Yes, I said it. That's not the argument. The argument is, we're better at imperialism. Well, then you'll forgive the left for not, running to the voting booth to support you guys. You'll forgive the left for saying, wow, you're really, really bad people. Because the sense is, this is a recurring theme we've talked about a lot recently, many people, they look at the Republicans, they go, at least they're honest about how they're barbarian, savage assholes. Whereas with the Democrats, they pretend like they're your friend. They pretend, and then they say stuff like this and do stuff like this. Don't get me wrong, we're going to do a coup also, but when we do it, it'll work. Well, thank you, Chris Murphy. God damn it, read some Chomsky, you ass. It's when you read Chomsky for the first time on foreign policy that you really realize what's going on here. When you really realize that we literally operate under the assumption that international law doesn't apply to us, and that our default position is we own the world and we run the world. So we get to do whatever we want, and it doesn't count as illegal or unethical or immoral. We can kill civilians and it's not terrorism. Why? Because we didn't really mean to do it. We didn't really care once we did it, but we didn't really mean to do it originally, so it's not as bad when we do it. If Iran kills civilians, or if China does, oh my God, that's grounds to overthrow their government. If we do it, it's called Wednesday, and you could shut the fuck up about it. These people are bad people. I don't know how I can say it any clearer.